Hey there, it's Matt, and I have a series of graphics and frameworks and illustrations that I hope is going to paint the picture of why it's so important to have multiple high quality lead magnets in your lead generation funnel. But before we get started, let's get a reminder here about what are lead magnets and why do they matter? So lead magnets are usually free and they're pieces of value that you exchange for your contact information. So they're usually going to be guides, checklists, masterclass, stuff like that. So for my business, 1000x Leads, my main lead magnet is download all 12 of my trainings. You could argue that all 12 of these are their own lead magnet by themselves, but I just package them all up as one. So they have full name, email, phone number, website URL, and monthly revenue. And that is how I generate leads for my business, basically. So without the lead magnets, we would not be able to basically capture any contact information. So you're watching this YouTube video right now, you get my 12 trainings, they go to the email flows and thank you page, you'd get an invite to my group, you'd start to receive my newsletter, and then you would get contacted by my appointment setter and probably watch some more of my content. And that's how I would get you. And that's how it works for any business where, then you determine if they're qualified or not. And if they are qualified, you try to get them to book a call. And if not, you try to find some other ways to monetize them, whether that be up here or here. Very important stuff. So lead magnets fulfill those two purposes. If we didn't have them, it wouldn't really make sense for someone to just give us their contact information. How would that even work, right? This makes it very easy and very natural. And the second is you build up a lot of trust and authority, and people will trust you enough to reach out to you and try to hire you for your services. Where if they didn't have lead magnets, that would be a much less common process type thing. So lead magnets, as we see, are going to be here in the funnel. They're going to be what I'm going to refer to as the middle of the funnel for the rest of the video. And, it's called the middle of the funnel because we have our top of funnel traffic with our paid ads, our content, our outreach, and our partnerships. And we have our bottom of funnel conversion mechanisms down here. So we need the lead magnet to bridge the gap between these two things alongside our email flows and our thank you page. So it's very, very important in this process. If you don't know who I am, and you've never watched one of my videos before, my name is Matt, and I run two agency programs. One is called 10K per month, and the other is called 1000x Leads. 10K per month is for agency owners under 10K per month, whether that's 0 or 2K or whatever. And 1000x Leads is for agency owners that do 10 to 100K per month, with the average doing about 50 to 60. And I work with over 315 of these agency owners on a monthly basis, so I think these videos are very relevant because of that. This is what's working right now for agency owners of all types. And you can get these 12 free trainings in the comment and the description of this video if you want to. So I made a series of graphics and frameworks here about how lead magnets work in reality and why we need so many. Because there's not just one here in this illustration. There's 9, there's 6, there's 12. And the way that you want to think about this is you want to have a individual lead magnet for every thing that has to do with your service, every problem, every step. So I made some graphics here that I hope are going to be really good for this. So I had to choose something for this video, and I chose a YouTube channel as an example. So in this example, it'll be someone has a YouTube agency, thumbnails, scripts, editing, that kind of stuff. And a business owner is going to be someone who wants to start a channel. So if a business owner wanted to start a YouTube channel, what would be the problems or steps, like I referenced earlier? How to set up the camera and lights, how to make good titles, how to make good thumbnails, how to do SEO, how to have a good description, how to read the analytics and numbers, script writing, ideas, all of that kind of stuff. And it's very hard to them. Damn, this YouTube stuff is hard, right? You, as the expert, know the solution to all of these problems. That's why you're in business. If you, everybody knows something, right? Everybody has a business. I have a lead generation program because I know lead generation. This person in this example has a YouTube agency because they know YouTube. We want to create a lead magnet for every problem because when we do, we're basically overcoming all of the objections and we're doing so automatically at scale. Because we just have to make these lead magnets once and make this funnel once, and then we could get hundreds of thousands or millions or even more people through it. It's not something that's labor intensive as you scale, so we really want to set it up properly here. When you have a lead magnet for all of these different problems, it just becomes very natural for them to read them all and be like, okay, well, I might as well just hire this guy or this girl. Versus the problem that a lot of people have, and why there's not just one lead magnet on here, is that when we only create one lead magnet, we might solve one problem, in this case, the camera and the lighting problem from this example, but the other problems are still going to exist. We haven't overcome those objections, and as such, they're not really grateful for us to, set up their camera and lighting in this example. They're wondering who can help them with the rest of this stuff. The two problems with making the one lead magnet is one, like a percentage of the market just doesn't have camera and lighting problems. And if they don't have those problems, that lead magnet is not going to be interesting to them. And if that was the only one you had, you would not capture those percentage of the market. And the other one is what I said before, where we just have not removed every single objection, and as such, they're not going to trust us enough to book a call and hire us. This is what I wanted to show you to prove that I actually do this in all of these different lead magnets. So just pretend like these are the different, lead magnets for my business, 1000x Leads. I have my newsletter masterclass, my 30-day content plan, and all of these other lead magnets that, hopefully solve every problem and objection that has to do with the product that I sell. It's very, very important. So these are all mine. Important to practice what we preach around here. So like I said, when you only have the one lead magnet, and imagine if I just had one of these lead magnets here, they're not grateful for me for solving, teaching them how to make a newsletter. They're trying to figure out the rest of this stuff. And it's a lot of stuff. The newsletter is just one part of it. So they're not grateful to me. They're looking for someone who can help them. And if you've ever been ghosted or been told, like, I'm talking to a few different persons or a few different people, like, this is why. If I'm talking to a few different agencies, if you really had all these lead magnets and you solved all those problems and you demonstrated how big of an expert you are, like, they would not need to think about it or shop around. And that's a very important thing to understand as an agency owner or anybody who deals with leads, anyone who sells services. If you do this correctly, you make great lead magnets and you solve all their problems, they're just going to hire you. And that's really that simple. If you've not experienced it before for yourself, it can be hard to understand, but it's just something where, they're not grateful if you have one lead magnet. They're looking for your competition to help them out. And when you do this properly, there's going to be no competition. It's going to be thousands of different service providers, and you're going to be the only one with all of these lead magnets, and as such, you're going to stand out. So I hope this video was helpful and it cleared up a lot of things about why you don't just want to have one lead magnet. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.